Freyman's back again. Hi. Just as I start. Just as I start. Terrible. I get very excited. Hello. Hello. I'm definitely correctly set up for streaming and everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Freyman doesn't enjoy me being back. I mean, would they? I don't know. Do they enjoy taking frames or are they like compelled to? I don't know. Oh, that's another thing to write down. I was gonna do Freyman. Yeah, it's a mystery. C'est un mystère. Maybe Freyman should have a tarot card. Who knows? How are we doing? Welcome. Welcome to part 11 of 16 Symbols. And we are approximately a third of the way through. So read into that what you will. Yeah. It's time to get story writing, because I don't know. Freyman's the worst card. I don't know what the worst card is. The Tower, maybe? Tower's supposed to be like bad stuff? I don't know. I know I'm not into divination. I just want to draw cool cards. And also come up with a game you can play with them. But anyway, enough about that. We're here to do 16 Symbols, which is Freyman's topic, which is... you read into that we're not going to finish this thing before the end of the year, probably. When did we start? I don't know when we started. Well, I guess it was 11 weeks ago. Well, 12. So 3 months. So we got another, like, 6 months? We might finish it before the end of the year. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe at some point we'll do, like, 2 streams a week. Speed it up. I don't know. We can always mess around and have fun. And do something else. And so on and so forth. Anyway. Back to it. We'll find out. We say as if we don't have complete agency over this. Yeah, how are we all doing? Are we having a good start to the week? Hope we're having a good start to the week. Hope we're having a better start to the week than Brad appears to be. Yeah. I don't really remember what I'm looking at here. So last time, apparently, we arrived in the city. Brad and Gil arrived in the city, having been split up from Mo and Jethro, who were now in the desert somewhere. You good? You went to the doctor today. Hopefully it was all good times. Yeah. I know when I went to the doctor, I came away feeling better. So hopefully it was the same with you. Yeah. So we came to the city. In search of an antidote for the toxin or something. I guess we got that. But we also found the goons with Stoker. There they are. And we followed them to a branch of the big company, Zebos or whatever it was called. And we infiltrated, Brad and Gil infiltrated it with their very clever disguise. The city TM. Yeah, I don't think the city has a name. I'm sure we can come up with one. Dark will come up with one, it's fine. You also finally finished reading the book series. Yes, I saw you complain. In the city TM, we found the goons TM of the company TM. I thought we got away from TM from the last roll through. Yeah, so we infiltrated the branch of the company with very clever disguises. I forgot about Loaf. Loaf is best disguise. And because they still have Stoker with them, and we want to rescue Stoker, because they kidnapped a child. Probably by accident. It was probably in the heat of the moment. Immediately afterwards, Grigori went, hang on, why did I do this? Yeah, so we come here, and yeah, we do some stuff. Oh yeah, there was some Scooby-Doo shenanigans. Oh, past me is an idiot. Fortunately, so is present me. So there's definitely a Loaf minigame in this made-up game. Or probably, yes. So we find Stoker, I guess, and pack him in a crate, trying to get him out. Gil also does some letter delivery while he's here, because... oh, well, that was it. Gil was like, yes, we need to get in here to find Stoker. Definitely that's the reason I need to go in here. Nothing to do with the fact that I have mail to deliver. And you always get in the way. He's not nude, he's wearing a jacket. It's fine. And sandals. And a hat. And glasses. There's so many things he's wearing. Also, I forgot when I did this that he was supposed to have like a massive mouth underneath the jumper. They're supposed to have sort of like just sort of, it goes sort of like all the way around like that sort of thing. But I guess it just doesn't have a mouth now. It's fine. Who needs cannon? Honestly. So yeah, hijinks ensued. There were lots of backing and forthing between the goons. This is very much a sort of comic relief plot section. We've had a lot of heavy gameplay with the ruins and the big boss fight that we just had. Now it's a sort of light, plot-driven thing. No mouth is funny. That's fair. No mouth, but he can speak. Oh, that was it. We talked about the fact that he vibrates his sort of gills, I guess, the little ridges underneath the canopy, the cap. And that's equivalent to having vocal cords. Unlike Jethro, who does have a mouth but cannot speak. Does Jethro have a mouth? They could probably cut a mouth if they wanted to, but it's not much point. Yeah. So that happened. Lots of backing and forthing. Eventually, did we get Stoker out? I can't remember whether we agreed we actually got Stoker back. I think we did. I included that in the summary. I've updated the website, by the way. It is now hopefully up to date with as much as I can remember. I've also laid it out so that it's not as much of a mess. I think we did after we got kicked out. Yes, and we all got kicked out, I think, including the goons, because we were all just making a ruckus. Making an absolute ruckus. And yeah, we got kicked out, and then we found the shadow, because apparently we meet a new character, and character development happens, and that's the end of everything that happens in the city until we come back. So, let you know if you missed anything. I'm grateful. This is a collaborative writing process, and as a consequence, you lot complaining at me is part of that collaboration. Everyone got kicked out except Gil. Yeah, it was actually, helping people with work. So yeah, what's going on here? We have a character to meet and development to happen, and then we leave, or maybe we just cut away. Because the way the structure of the thing works is if each column represents a new cutting to a new location, but if it doesn't begin with a symbol saying, new town or new dungeon or whatever, then that's us going back to a place we've been to before. So we could come back here at some point, and, But for now, this is where this part of the story ends. So I assume, I don't know what's happening with this character. I don't know what character development's happening. This is basically the Plot City. Should we call it Plot City? It seems apt. What I should have done is made a little symbol for to demonstrate that the people have split up into two different groups. The idea was that this is some hero guy, part of an anti-Zebus resistance who knows Brad's family. Okay. Yeah, I completely forgot that. I have no recollection of that whatsoever. So I guess we have to design the character. Let's do that first. That's probably a good starting point. The microphone is right in the way of where I want to draw. Excuse me. Excuse me, all of your ears. It's time for I should get a little animation or a picture or something that pops up every time I say this. But guess what? Haven't drawn anything today. Hooray! I think that was put on Discord later, so it's fine. There was a lot of chat in Discord about gods and robots and things, so I've lost track of everything. Also, I was out of action for a week, so I blame that. It was your idea. Marvellous. Hey, Kiro, how you doing? We haven't done anything yet. and no one contradicted it. So yeah, that's basically how this system works. If someone says something and somebody doesn't immediately go no, it's canon. So exclamation mark drawn. I can do that. I think I can do that now, actually. I think I just have it these things in an external text file. Is this worth doing on now? Why am I doing this now? IO commands. Yeah, okay, so drawn. If I save that and then do this, does that work? That might work. Hey Garo! Hope you're doing alright. Hope you're doing alright. Does that work? Yeah. There we go, we have a command. Right. Back to work. So, we're designing an old hero character. How do old hero character? Member of I don't know why I said old. Is it old? It just says some hero guy. I added the word old. And no one has yet said no. So, them's the rules. I want to give bid. So yeah, what are we all doing? How's week's been? How's beginning of week's bins? No one contradicted it, so now he's old. Yes. And old obviously means big bid. Also, I just assumed he. There's a lot of assumptions going on here. I'm gonna give him glasses, goggles, because why not? He's also got pointy ears. This is very much an also character. They're MB with a bid. Really much. Cool. See, I was going to go for a really big Widow's Peak, but I'm kind of tempted just to go with Mohawk, to be honest. Oops. So yeah, who is this character? How do they know Brad's family? I guess tales of sort of heroic adventures and so on and so forth, probably to do with it. It was part of the Mrs. Baker's adventuring party back in the day. Ooh, maybe. That's a good idea. So just as a reminder, Brad's mum was part of what was a classical fantasy hero character. Let's see if I still have. There we are. Here's Chibi's art of Mrs. Baker with a big hammer. Because you've got to have a big hammer. So this was part of the adventuring party, supposedly. This character. Oh, and pointy ears, that feels pretty typical fantasy world. And it could be pointy down. I don't know what's going on with the rest of the body. So how does this lead to character development for our characters, and where does it go in the story? I have them gesticulating somewhat. A big old arm you got there. That's a small art I can't draw today, it's fine. You have some kind of support class of Mrs. Baker's big hammer class, possibly. Also forearms, why not? Gloves. Yeah, this sort of thing isn't really helping us get through this story any quicker, is it? Like the idea that maybe they're a tinkerer of some kind. They look like a sort of engineer, sort of. Massive boot. Probably mostly character development for Brad because, hey, your friend might be in trouble, a company stealing medicine, you didn't want it, but sometimes you just have to be the hero you want to see in the world. Cool. And do something a little different, you know, not every character can be a mushroom or a scarecrow. Oops. A quick reminder, obviously, that the music provided today is from the inimitable, the one, the only, because it'd be a bit weird if there were two, Adrian von Ziegler, who allows people to use their music in streams with only a shout out and reference as payment, which is extremely kind. They recently got, I think, 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is cool. You don't know if it's also for Gil, because Gil and Brad are kind of the same in like, I just want to be a baker, I'm only in this adventure to deliver mail. I feel like maybe it could be for both, but it only works on Brad. It's like a box or something, yeah. Just leaning up against the wall. Gil will need a little more convincing in future, but it's a start. I'll get there. So I guess this is the wall sort of going this way or something. I have no idea what the perspective of this scene is. Don't worry about it. So do we learn about like a resistance or something? As we learn a bit more about the company and what they've been doing, I guess. Maybe we meet more people in the resistance. Again, that meet character symbol can very well be meet a whole bunch of characters. You know, we met the goons with one of those symbols. Everyone draw a resistance member. Mine is the opposite of Wick. It's the most awkward design there is. They also have a pet horse and ride 5-wheeled bicycle. But yeah, feel free to design a resistance member. Because apparently we have a resistance now. Hair's still a bit stuck down from the hat. Red's face gets longer every time I draw him. Brad has big hands. Okay, so I like the idea that we get a bit of a scene of, like, you know, meeting the Resistance members, and they start showing evidence to Brad of, like, oh, this is what this company's actually been doing, and how they've been sort of ruining people's lives, and basically forcing people into, like, indentured servitude because they've sort of undercut the employment of anything else, make it so people can't find work anywhere. And Brad has the moment of realization of, like, I don't want to deal with this, but this needs to be dealt with. I don't want to be the one who deals with this. Meanwhile, in Goggle Land, Stoker has found a Goggle friend. And they can discuss the benefits and merits of different types of goggles. Why don't you do this zoomed out slightly? Someone needs to do something, but I don't want to deal with it. You know what your mother would have done? Attack the evil guys with a hammer. Attack the evil guys with a hammer! I know. Bless him. It's a miss. Hello. Get that soot on there. Still hasn't cleaned off. Like some packing straw or something in there. Also, here's a character, by the way. Look at these cuties and the drawing. How dare you, miss? How dare you come in here and compliment people? Who's this? Good question. This is what we've ascertained so far is this is a remember. This is a member of a resistance group against the corporation TM, who happened to know Brad's happened to be in an adventuring party with Brad's mother, and as a consequence is giving Brad a little chit chat about what's going on, and that he should possibly, you know, if he sees things he wants to change in the world, maybe he should probably change them. Leave for 5 minutes and come back to a 4-armed man. Yeah. If you'd gone for 7 minutes, it would have had 6 arms. So yeah, how's your week been, Miss, so far? The beginning of the week. The week start. Like a weekend, but not. Don't give a man 6 arms. That sounds like a challenge. So yeah, there's a bit of a chit chat. I assume we're going to. Brad looks so scared right now. He's facing responsibility, which is a difficult thing to live up to. My one concern about this whole story of like Brad is desperately chasing away from this idea of being a hero and he's just sort of destined to be one is the idea of like familial predeterminism. Of like this idea of like, yeah, your parents said you should do this, and regardless of how much you want to do something else, you're going to end up doing it. Good but stressful. The process of cleaning 3 houses and moving from one to another. Was like the third one was like a kind of lay-by, sort of like a stop-off, where you sort of put stuff. You give him 6 arms and he's an insect or something. I guess he's already got 6 limbs. Is that making him an insect? We're going to have to go down that conversation of is a centaur an insect? You laugh every time you remember when Dark showed us Big 6-armed man. Your first reaction was, how does his spine work? That's perfectly acceptable. They didn't bother to think about that in Pokemon, so we're not going to bother thinking about it here. But yeah, we have fantasy arms. Don't worry about it. Everybody design your own ridiculous resistance fighter. I have no idea whether they're going to crop up in the story again. Probably, like near the climax or something. Probably a big fight or something breaks out in the city streets. I don't know. Maybe he can find his own way to be a hero and rise to the challenge. Rise like Brad. Unlocks the true power of Yeast God. Maybe there's just a big calamity and a city gets destroyed and he's like, I don't know how to help. And then he just bakes bread for everyone, make sure they're all fed. That's an important thing, providing people with food. Yeah, so what are we doing? Not all. I was about to try and say something profound then, but it just sounds like a marketing cliche, so I'm not even going to bother. Sometimes being the hero you want to see in the world involves baking bread. Yeah. Start teaching all the robots how to bake. Oh. That's what's meant by the robot uprising. Not all cliches, yes. So, we've had a pep talk, and presumably we're now leaving. It's a bit of a weird thing to do. But a pep talk saying, we need to take down this company, and you know you should. You should, you know, follow the things you know you should do and all that sort of stuff. And our first response is to just leave. Well, presumably what we need to do is we need to get Stoker back to the train, right? And train dads get to reunite with Stoker, and I'm sure they're very happy. Do I draw that? I might draw that. Can we take Beetle Claws with us? They might get on the train, but they're not going to be part of our party. Why do I do this to myself? They could lend a hand in the future. We've met him once, we can meet him again. We can meet him wherever and whenever. 5 minutes later, train dad's coming to talk to Brad. Say, did Stoker learn tax fraud from you? No. He's also a lot handier with a knife now. It's creative accountancy, it's fine. Frame man. Oh, come on. Trying to draw things. You summoned Frame Man by mentioning tax fraud. Are we learning new lore about Frame Man? They draw feet, right? That's the thing. There is a way this makes sense physically, I just didn't plan it. There's like an arm going around there. Freeman works for Bezos, and we all know how good he is with taxes. I have much to learn about this new law. Make any sense? Hope it makes enough sense. Now they say about big feet, big shoes. Of how scrunchy the pose is? Squishy? I don't know. I personally prefer to use words like inaccurate and anatomically insensitive, insulting. It's growing a little bit.
Utes souls jar at Chris.
What are you throwing jars at me for? I can't remember how to draw these characters, sorry. Is it like that? Something like that. Where are the train dads? There they are. I'm not sure how height works in this picture, don't worry about it. Oops. I'm also getting used I'm getting used to the fact that in Clip Studio, in order to zoom like this, you can hold down space and alt, which does the job, but in Aggie.io, the website that we've been doing our group draws in on Sundays, you have to do control space. And what I've discovered is that you can also use control space in Clip Studio. So I'm trying to get myself used to just doing that. The problem is that in between alt and control is the Windows key. So every now and then I just bring up the Windows menu trying to zoom, and it doesn't help. In short, learning shortcuts, it's hard. Behind the back. Behind the back. Which is why you refuse to learn shortcuts. They are useful though. They can speed things up. Okay. So, Stoker is reunited with train dads. The train is now presumably empty of passengers. The, refugees from the now abandoned village have departed into the city. The passengers who were trying to get to the city have departed to the city. I don't know where the medicine went. Are we still worrying about that? We're 50 minutes into a stream. We haven't revealed a new symbol yet. My word. Unclear. That's what you want from your, first major plot point. Where are we with this initial task? Unclear. Although I guess that's pretty on par with the Final Fantasy games. We start off with a clear objective, we've got to take down the Shinra, we've got to, solve this invasion problem. And by halfway through the game, you've forgotten that was ever a thing. Oh, angry gods, you say? I think it was proposed last time that the goon train, the medicine was maybe locked in a storage unit or something, possibly. The idea you put forward is the medicine's being used for nefarious shrimp magic purposes. I did find out between streams that shrimp and prawn, which I just thought were two different words for the same thing. They have their own Wikipedia pages, but I didn't bother looking into why. So my assumption is that there are two different things, one called a shrimp, one called a prawn, but they are so similar that the names are just used interchangeably. I also imagine Shrimp God maybe gets very annoyed at being called a prawn. But yeah, okay. So what's now? We'll see. Let's see what the next symbol is anyway. We might come back and do more, but we'll see whether or not we're going somewhere new or whether we're going somewhere we've been before. Oh, apparently we're going somewhere we've been before. That's a first. And what are we doing there? We're having yet more character development. Okay. You defeat Shrimp God by calling him a prawn repeatedly. It's like everyone saying, "Oh, you need everybody wish hard, believe," but this time it's just think of the word prawn. You at home, put your hand onto your TV screen and think prawn. Mo wandering around the desert. I guess yeah, we've been to the wastes before. I guess that makes sense. Think of prawn. Won't somebody think of the prawns? Okay, yeah, so we can return to Mo wandering around the wastes. No idea where they're going. Mo and Jethro. That was something I realised when I was writing everything up, is that Mo, Flo, and Jethro are the three characters that don't go to the city. So we lose all the O's in that party. It's just Gil, Brad, and Loaf. I mean, Loaf has an O in it, but it doesn't end in an O. Yeah. It's desert because it's the opposite of what you always think is logical. It's interesting that the letter that changes, or the part of the word that changes in between desert and desert, isn't the bit that sounds different. You know, if it was like one of them was D-E-S-E-R-T and one of them was D-E-S-U-R-T, that would make more sense. But no, it's the S that changes. A bit weird. English. It's almost like there was no consistent plan for it, and it just happened. Sense in English? I know. Or is that sens? Or sensei? Or zensi? Okay, so we're in the desert. Mo has some soul searching to do. I guess this is like Mo's reflection on... I don't know. Mo's in the desert. We're cutting back to Mo in the desert. Mo and Jethro. The icy desert. Ice desert. Also, bear in mind, I think we agreed that Flo isn't here. I don't know where Flo is, but Mo's reflection on Poison Nurse and the Grandma Bonk vision. Unclear. Yeah, that's a bit floppy. Does Mo still have a backpack? I don't know. I was probably talking to Jethro, like as a stand-in. Jethro just nods a lot. He has no idea what's going on. Jethro is a little disconcerted. There aren't many plants around. And that's, you know, they're used to seeing a lot of plants. They like plants. Paint drying break. Welcome to the stream that's slightly more interesting than paint drying. 100% proven. Maybe the backpack's a little worse for wear now. I imagine Jeffro is quite light. They don't leave a lot of a particularly heavy imprint in the sand or the ice or the whatever this place is made of. Again, if you're expecting some sort of consistency. Just going into lurk mode, you have a good lurk. Enjoy your merc loading. Does Mo know sign language? Probably yes. I imagine, given that her job is to travel around and help a lot of people who are less fortunate, she probably does. You know, the more you can communicate with people, the better in that job. Brad probably doesn't, because he can just point at a sign and say, hey look, bread's, you know, 4 copper. Oh, we've dropped so many frames. Frame man, what are you doing? This is a happy little stream. Why are you trying to ruin everything? Honestly. 4 copper for a bread? What a ripoff. You don't know how big the bits of copper are. Also, Brad just bakes. He doesn't set prices. Yeah, is it obvious that it's been a while since I've drawn these characters? And if we're looking at this, actually, where are we? Looking at it about there? Okay. Even if she didn't, she probably does now. She learnt it from vicariously from Grandma Monk. Brett makes artisan bread. He is an artisan. He's trained his whole life to make the best bread, as well as all sorts of other baked goods. It's not just bread, you know. Let me sort out a bunch of stuff I have up here. Okay, so Mo's doing some soul searching, wondering whether or not she failed to protect her friends, given that, hey, she doesn't know where they've gone, she doesn't know if they're safe. You know, childhood friend Brad and that weird mushroom, no idea where they are. Flo's lost. You know, how does losing your familiar feel? Someone who's been with you for the decent chunk of your life. Childhood friend and that weird mushroom, exactly, yeah. No idea where Stoker is either, yeah. They might have, she might have lost the chance to help Stoker. You know, she's having a bit of a crisis as to whether or not she's let people down, and I think Jethro's sort of like, hey, at what point will you have done anything different? Did you do your best? Yes. Then you have no regrets. Things go bad. It just happens. No idea where the train is. Train's gone. You want to be referred to as and that weird mushroom henceforth. Yes. You. No, I can't. I was trying to think of some sort of mushroom-based pronouns, but I can't think of anything. Mush/toad? I don't know. Christy, the weird mushroom. Yes? You called? You rang? Okay, so I guess we'll look at the next symbol, see where this is going, because apparently this is quite a long section of the game. A lot's happening in this desert. We might come across a little settlement or something in the desert. Or maybe a shrine, or who knows? I don't know. There's 5 more symbols to do. Also, I need to update the screen. This, and this is Chagro. Chagro. And that should update what we have at the moment. Wonderful. Good. Do you think somewhere in this segment would be a good place to have Poison Nurse show back up to taunt Mo in some way if we can? I mean, it might end up being a boss fight. Who knows? We'll find out. If a lot's going to happen here, and I feel like this is the part where our main characters, our 2 primary characters of Brad and Mo, sort of learn a bit more about themselves. So Brad's had his whole sort of speech about, you know, helping people out because it's the right thing to do, but not necessarily because, you know, because people say that's what you should do. And Mo's having a sort of a crisis of confidence of like trying to help everybody, but also understanding that, hey, maybe you literally cannot help everybody all the time. And that's not your fault. Anyway, let's see what happens. I'm gonna guess random boss. That's usually what happens, isn't it? Nope, not random boss. Oh, okay. Well, everybody get your thinking caps on. We're gonna use a MacGuffin. So we have 2 MacGuffins at this point. We don't have a toaster, so it must be the gem thing. The toaster is with Brad. So I guess we're using the gem amulet thing. Was it a watch? I can't remember what it was that we picked up in the water thing. Next symbol that's probably a good idea. Next, what does the MacGuffin do? It causes a fight to happen. It causes an important boss fight. Or whatever it does happen, maybe Poison Nurse is kind of stalking us to see what we do, and then we use the thing just like, nope, I need to stop that happening. But you're supposed to use those? Yep, the MacGuffins are gotten and used. We've just got to work out how. Are we going to do like kind of an Aladdin thing? Where we use the shiny trinket to find a cave under the sands? Maybe it's a thing of like Gem Amulet is secretly a compass that points you where you really need to go, and Poison Nurse is just like, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe, yeah. That's very Northern Lights-ish. Or Golden Compass, I guess, as it's more appropriately known. Appropriately known, he speaks clearly. But yeah, so that's an idea. Okay, so amulet does thing. So how does this manifest? How does and what is it pointing towards? Where are we going with this? You're thinking Jack Sparrow's compass? Evidently, it's an old idea. But my compass tells me where I need to go, and apparently where I need to go is round in a circle. That's a joke, because there are 2 different things called compasses. Hang on, I will be back in approximately 15 seconds. I'm actually not going anywhere. I just need to make a lot of noise for 15 seconds. But do have a little think. I'll be back in a tick. Hello, I'm here. Right. Yeah. I'll adjust the microphone, sorry. More noise! Right, hi. How you doing? Oh, it's warm in here. So, I like the idea of taunting poison nurse, or poison nurse taunting rather. Actually, yeah, both of the ways of saying that can be misconstrued. Great. English, wonderful. More ASMR. I don't. People this like scratching the mic. Is that like ASMR? I don't know. Is whispering into the microphone ASMR? I do not know what I am doing. Right. No ASMR, please and thank you. Sorry. What's going on? This is what Poison Nurse is doing to Mo all the way through. It's like, no, stop it. But I like the idea of hallucinatory Poison Nurse. I mean, you're never quite sure whether it's something real or something not, whether it's something in Mo's head or whether it's something that's been put into Mo's head by the toxins or whatever.
No.
New. See, I can't actually hear what's coming out of the microphone, so. Alas, I do not know how annoying I am. But truly, I do believe the answer is very. Yeah, so I like the idea of it being sort of hallucinatory. And the boss fight is a kind of one-on-one, because Jethro doesn't know what's going on. Hallucination taunting, and it's just like, yeah, you never really quite get an answer as to whether or not it's just something in Mo's head or whether it's a deliberate sort of, maybe it's a psychic sort of magical thing, maybe it's a mixture of both, you know. But yeah, I like the idea of the poison nurse sort of symbolizing the sort of negativity. I've got to remember how to draw the poison nurse now. More goggles. So many goggles. Quite similar in appearance to Jethro, really. Weird way. So it's less of a battle and more of a test of endurance. Yeah. Is endurance the right word? Apparently you just don't know English words today. That seems... Test of will, yeah? Willpower. Jeffrey's just strolling, chatting along, not noticing anything. Exactly. Kind of sort of... Yeah, both are reasonable descriptions. Endurance can be... Endurance is, I guess, a little vaguer, because it could be physical endurance or mental endurance or spiritual, moral. Many things can endure. Give those bones a stretch. Check your postures. Mental fortitude. Mental fortitude. Oh yeah, I need to update the things. So make a videos and then also plot. That should update. Yeah. Right, so remember, hats tend to sit sort of over the head rather than just sort of floating somewhere above it. I need mental fortitude, so I take mind fort vitamins, TM. Produced by the Zibbles Company, yes. So how does this compass work? Is it just sort of like, ooh, you need to go this way? And that weird sort of cracked. It wasn't cracked, was it? It was just a weird jagged shape, like a key. I think we made the jewel on the front of it sort of an unusual shape just in case we wanted to use it as a key at some point. Hey, if you want to do a quick and dirty chain, just do a couple of squiggles. Possible side effects include a craving for shrimp. I feel like we should reveal more symbols just so we can do something while I'm drawing. No, what ideas do we have as to what this thing's pointing towards, though? That's the thing. If this thing's sort of pointing towards what you need, what is it Mo needs right now? Because we don't know when they're going to be joining back up. It might not. So what Mo needs might not be friends right now. Or maybe that's the point. Maybe she needs to learn that not everything is about other people. So look at those massive eyes. I need to do more Avonvale stuff. As well as Outliers and October and all the other projects that I have yet to do. Maybe the amulet could be leading her to a temple of the goddess granny? Possibly. It's definitely leading towards Frame Man! Stop it! Stop it! I said stop it! Fine, don't stop it. I don't even care anymore. Yeah, reverse psychology, it worked. Frame Man, frame me a man. I want to make a bunch of animations you can trigger on the screen. The one for Frame Man, one for... I haven't drawn anything today. That's another, again, offhand remark of, hey, this is the thing I want to do, and it's going to take up a lot of my time to do it. So we'll put that on the list with the 700 other things I want to do. Temple of Granny seems like a good idea. We've got to go there eventually. We don't have to, but we're going to. That's many man frames. No, man frame and frame man, they're two different things. It's like Batman and Man Bat. Yeah, okay, and then we have the fight, which I guess is Mo versus... We win this one because it's psychological. I guess we're not counting the temple as a separate location because it's in the waste. It's fine. Don't worry about it. the best drawing I've ever done, but hopefully I get the idea. These streams really do consist of like, hey, this is the sketch that I would do before I did like the proper drawing. However, I am doing these sketches a lot faster than I normally do normal sketches, because, boy, if I could do all the October sketches this fast, I would have finished by now. Is that googly eyes, does it? Flashbacks to the Metal Gear Solid draw through. Oops. You could do like a cool sort of big nightmarish version of this, but that involves effort and energy that I do not have right now. So if anyone wants to design the nightmare version of the commission me to draw later. I mean, these are the silly, stupid, fun streams, and are not designed to get you to pay me money. Some of you already do, which is absurd, and I'm grateful for it. But nightmare version of what? Nightmare version of the poison nurse. I feel like you could do a good sort of horrific, nightmare-y version rather than just a floaty one with smoke. Yeah, it's a little cooler in my head, but you get the idea. You don't get the idea of the anatomy. Anyway, you get the idea. That's fine. It's significant. Metaphorical, allegorical, phantasmagorical. Yeah. And presumably, I guess we make our way to the thing, maybe? Let's find out. Let's find out. What is the next symbol? Place your bets. What is the next symbol? I don't know. Here's hoping it's not death. How about we do it in one go? I haven't done it in one go yet. So no peeking. Just gonna do it in one go. Blah. Oh, okay. Someone joins. Literally the opposite of character death. That's presumably someone we've met before. I don't know how this is gonna work. Poisonous? Hallucinatory poisonous is gonna join. This is gonna require some thought. I think we said that this could theoretically count as a meeting a character as well. Flo joins the party? Possibly. Maybe we do find Flo again. Undercuts the tension a little bit, but I guess it gave us... That's kind of annoy me when games do that, when it's like, oh no, whatever we're gonna do, there's a big, horrible decision to be made, and it's really significant. We've got to face the facts of what this is, and so on and so forth. And there's this big rousing scene to do with characters getting confidence and whatnot. And then a minute later, the problem that caused that is just resolved, just coincidentally, and then everything moves on. It's like you set up something. You set up like a tragedy or a character low or something, just to have that scene, and then just completely ignored that it happened. So, I mean, we could, I'm not going to hold us to the high story writing standards of, my sort of criticism of things, because we're dealing with a randomly generated plot here. We don't have a huge amount of control. Maybe we find a local? Perhaps? Like, Flo rejoining makes the most sense. It could be a new character. We could just make a new character. Have we done that before? I think we have. So I never left the party theoretically, so how could they join back? They got true, good point. We didn't have a lose character thing. Maybe there's someone with Flo. maybe somebody found Flo and has been looking after her. Don't know. Next symbol? Yeah, maybe. Context. If this is death, I'm going to be very annoyed. It's... Oh, we get a new MacGuffin. Wonderful. Is Flo a MacGuffin? Did somebody find Flo or did Flo find somebody? Everybody finds one another. Well, I hope that gives some wonderful context. I get this feels like we're going to the shrine, right? This feels like we're going to get something at the shrine that's significant. Maybe for the compass. Maybe the compass is augmented in some way. I don't know. So maybe there's someone in the shrine who joins us? Only one person, though, because we're not meeting anyone else. Maybe they're on their own in the shrine. Maybe this is the person who we saw in the portal before. I don't know. Oh, there can be more people here, but we're not meeting anyone significant. Great, maybe. Love to see it. Yeah, how? I love this chat. Maybe there's one person who's left at the shrine for reasons and they found Flo, possibly. Maybe they were the only person who stayed behind and everyone else went somewhere. Because they knew they had to stay behind for reasons. Us being reasons. I'm gonna absolutely love it if the last symbol of this place is somebody leaves the party. And it's like a Stoker situation. Okay, so we find a shrine. Okay, we find a shrine that's largely abandoned. There's only one, maybe a couple of people here. Frame Man is not one of them, thank you. And they found Flo, and they've been looking after Flo, which is nice. Backtracking to the same shrine. We haven't been to a shrine. We went to the cave, but that wasn't a shrine. That was just a cave. That was, I guess, that had a shrine of the shrimp in it. But I think this is probably a shrine of the hippo. Shrine of the healing, maybe. Frame Man, please. I'm trying to think. Yes, I know I'm not being interesting, but that doesn't mean you can take frames away. Sorry, you thought of the game. No, that's fine. That's fine. We can also meet up with characters we've met before. Remember, we can always drag some of those in. I don't know who would be out here, but possibility. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of how this is going to work. I guess I like the idea of us coming across the shrine because the compass pointed us in that direction. And at the shrine we find Flo. And we find someone who's left at the shrine where everyone else left to do something else. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe that's another story beat. I don't think it's like a factory thing again. I think this is something else. Preparations for the forthcoming God War. Yeah, maybe there's just like a young acolyte. They have to be young. This is a JRPG style story. If because of Shrimp God, yeah, maybe the forces of Shrimp God are getting too significant. They can't have centralized locations of worship or anything like that anymore because they'll just get sort of ambushed and destroyed. Or they're left to try and start something. They're left to try and set something up which we'll encounter later in the story. Who knows? Maybe this character doesn't know either. Let's design a character. Let's design a character who's going to join the party. So we come across... hang on, I'll tell you what. Oh, bugger, I've done the thing again, haven't I? Hang on. Give me that. Give me that blue. Thank you. Well, character design, yes. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to bring up Do I have it in the thing? Nope. Do here. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Here we are. Do the thing. Thing the do. Do the do with the thing. Okay, it's not there. Great. Wonderful. I'll have to look elsewhere. Let's go do this. The thing to do, yes. Because I'm badly organized. Anti-fashional. We know this. Okay, cool. I have things. Right. What am I searching? I was looking for your doodles that you did of the shrines because I wanted to get that sort of aesthetic down. Great, it's not there. It's such a great technology sentence. Yeah, okay. So maybe this is the time we get to the shore. Just gonna shamelessly steal Chibi's drawing here. Could have just said that. You could have dropped it in Discord again. It's fine. I thought I had it, and then I thought, no, hang on, I haven't got it, but I know it's going to be in your Google Drive thing. It wasn't in there, and I'm like, okay, I'll go to the Discord channel and I'll search shrine, and that didn't crop up, and then I panicked. But I found it. It's fine. And now I've clicked the wrong thing and it's gone again. Don't worry, I know how to find it now. Look. Because, if you don't, you're going to bump into things. Unless, of course, you're visually impaired and you have tools to help deal with that. In which case I would constitute part of that as looking. Don't need eyes to necessarily look. Yeah, no, I'm definitely just doing a worse version, really, aren't I? It's just a nice little shrine. We've got like Mo here. Massive-eyed Mo. Massive IMO, as they call her. Look, we haven't learned an awful lot about her time in nurse college. That's what the prequel game's about. Terrible drawing. That's what she'd be called if she ever became a pirate. Yeah. Brad came up with the nickname when they were 5. We'll be the pirate twins again. Europa. Right. We have 10 minutes to design a character. Flugget's little hammock made of a leaf. What I know about this character is that they probably have a big pointy hat. Do they have a hat? They might not be a nurse themselves. They might just be a follower of the healing goddess. Because the idea of the hat is to be sort of noticeable, to be able to be sort of noticed in a crowd, as 'twere. But I guess it could have significance beyond that. It's just like sort of bamboo sticks or something. Bit of triangulation. Are we are we gonna do what we did last time and have like a shadow of a character that we're gonna think about? Yeah, I'm trying to think because we don't really know an awful lot about these people. You know, we want a shrine, and that's about all we know. You know, maybe this person is quite hot-headed. Maybe they're not sort of. I was thinking of them as being like, "Oh no, I'll stay behind. You will go and do it. I'll look after the place." But maybe they're like, "I'm not going with you. I'm staying here. This is where my calling is, etc." And maybe they're sort of initially quite sort of get off, hands off the frog, kind of thing. It's always good to have a character with agency. Do they too have a broom? Perhaps they have an oar. They do a lot of swimming, fishing rod. Why not? I don't know. My brain just shut off 6 minutes too early. Maybe we have to convince them to join. There's probably like a decent. I mean, we have to convince them that, you know, we didn't steal this amulet off the dead body of somebody or whatever. Like, I think they find significance in the amulet more than they do in us, or something. And they're like, I don't really think you are who you know. You might fit the description of someone who's significant to my, you know, thing, but I'm not gonna take that on face value. Maybe they were left behind and have the attitude of, "Oh, I'm bored. Why did they leave me here?" That's another option. Yeah. So, oh, why do I have to be the one left behind? It's so boring. These are all good options for characters. Yeah, so like, sort of. I can draw a straight line. It's very easy, it turns out. There's no difficulty in drawing straight lines. I don't know what this is made of. Maybe it's wood, maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's just thin slivers of sliced bamboo. I know not of these things. Everyone's gone off to prepare for a war between gods, but I have to stay here in the middle of nowhere and guard a temple nobody cares about. And it turns out there was a secret in the temple that even they didn't know about. Absolutely. Secret times. Who knows what that last symbol might be in this story? I mean, we're supposed to get a MacGuffin, right? Which I forgot to put on the thing, yeah? We're meeting a character and getting a MacGuffin. So maybe. Yeah, you keep coming up with good ideas. If you're gonna come up with good ideas, we're gonna have to start using them. The problem. That's not doing anything. Thank you. Yeah. You know what? Hang on. Work smarter, not harder. Maybe they're humanoid, maybe they're not. Maybe this is a mannequin set up to deter people. Maybe they're a giant jellyfish. Dropping in to say, been amazing company while you packed. You have been a good person who occasionally pops in and disapprovingly yells at me when I do ASMR. And I hope the packing's going very well. With the idea of the mannequin being set up, it was the only thing they could talk to before Flo came along. Yeah, Mo had Jethro, which at the very least can communicate. And this character had a mannequin. Okay, yeah, let's go away, think about this character. There are ideas here. There's potential for something. This isn't as disastrous a sequence of symbols that it could have been. It's close. You know, if the last symbol here is death, then we've got a problem, but it's going to come up eventually. You know that. We need to get a character to follow the party, who's not in the party and doesn't do anything, just so when the death symbol comes up, we've got something to do. But that's cheating. So, I think I'm going to call it there. We can go away and have a little think. And by think, I mean get distracted by gods and robot uprisings and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Have a little thunk. Little think thunk. So yeah, tomorrow, Gam, continuing with Riven, which is a game that we absolutely understand what's going on. And definitely makes lots of sense. Protect the characters. Distracted by robot uprisings, gods, and your own thoughts about Bran's personal life. Well, that's your character. You can get distracted by that as much as you like. I, meanwhile, will sit here and go wick, candle, knife, done. There is nothing more complicated. I'm not a deep character writer. Unless I've had the character for like years. To ashes. Little wink wonk think thunk, indeed. Bran has 2 romantic partners now, and you love that for them. Good for them. More the merrier. I need to change the way this welcome carousel works, because it's just... Look, it's just glitchy. I think it's encouraging Frame Man to do his business. It's just a mess, really. So that's something else that's on the list of things to do. It's quite a long list, actually. I can only just about fit it all in very small handwriting on one post-it note. But, you know. So that's 16 symbols. That wasn't as bad as I thought. We did like 5 symbols today. That's pretty good. Well, kind of. We did 3 and then opened up 2 and went, I don't know what this means. We have a prelude for 2 of them. We have a little preview of things to come. So, yeah, tomorrow we're doing Riven. Tomorrow also is I'm going to release a new video because I finished working on one today. Pretty much. Just got to do the thumbnail and upload it and so on and so forth. So patrons will see the new video about Honcho, which I've been talking about in the Patreon Discord. And people who aren't patrons are finally, it took long enough, are finally going to see the first video about me making monsters for the first area in 16 symbols. That's how long ago I worked on it. Do you remember when we were in the forest? And there were the bridge trolls and things like that. Yeah, that. So you get to see some forest creatures, and I'm very proud of them. They came out very well. Yeah, can't wait for the video. I hope people like it. There is a. I always. The thing is with me is that the process of editing for me is either very, very boring or some of the most creative part of the video making process. There's a joke that I've added into the editing that I'm just like, I'm really glad it worked out, because it makes this video not seem transient. It's like, okay, that's the joke I'll remember. So hopefully it's good. Hopefully you like it anyway. There's a few little bits and bobs in there. I like adding little images in editing and so on and so forth. It's mostly just me espousing about fake characters. It's not even a full video, it's half a video. But the other half will have to wait, I guess. I've been ill. Bear with me. Anyway, yeah, new video tomorrow. I also need to get on with the next October & Co comic. Then on Friday, I'll do a hangout with patron peoples working on something. I guess I should probably start working on the album art for Thunk, or should I do that in my spare time? I should do that in my spare time. I've got a lot of other things to do. Many more videos, maybe tarot stuff. I don't know. Stuff that might hopefully get me a job. That's the that's the focus. You can do anything. That's the problem. I can do anything, therefore I start 17 projects, don't finish any of them, and none of them make money. We can work on tarot cards together. We could. Yeah, we could do that. That'd be a good thing to show off to people. It's like, hey, look, art. I can do illustrations for your thing. Work on what you want. That's not, you know, that advice is great for having a good time. But, you know, not great for continued ability to do that. Anyway, enough talking shop. Yeah. And then on Saturday, we'll come back and do... I don't know if we'll finish Riven tomorrow. I don't know. Mist only took 2 streams, but I kind of knew what I was doing. Yeah. Also, let me know what sort of games you want me to play on the stream. Oh, we also, if anyone wants to play Don't Starve multiplayer, where I'm not allowed to hurt anything. That idea keeps running around in my head, and I think it'd be funny. I'm not allowed to hit enemies, I'm not allowed to kill rabbits, I'm not allowed to do... You guys have to look after me. And I'll just be there with seeds. That gave it to you, so you should probably play it. Ooh, fun. Marvellous. I think the multiplayer comes with it, sort of automatically. If not, I'll grab that. It's a good game. I feel like it'll be a game that's better played with other people. But you do own this game. Ooh, fun times. I don't know how many people can be in multiplayer for that. Stuff. Stuff together. Oh, Don't Starve has a wiki. I'll remember that. Features, blah, 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 blah. No, this doesn't say how many people can join. Nothing. Okay, great, thanks. A wiki user. I already have 2 wikis written down. As to what I might do next time. Not sure. Hang on, if I go to the Don't Starve one. It's got quite a few pages. If I just click random page, does it come up with anything good? See, it comes up with some food, there's an object. Not looking great. Egg. Cork barrel. I don't know half of these things. Surfboard. Surfboard? Ah, I haven't played this game for ages. Anyway, enough of that. 6 players to seats. There we are. Look after or annoy? Why not both? Draw egg. Draw egg. It was a rotten egg, so you can add some stink lines and it'll be great. I need to shut up now and go away and do other things and let you do your own things because you deserve to have a good life and do good things. Yeah, so I'll see you around. I'll be back with pointy clicky stuff tomorrow. Again, new video tomorrow. Hopefully a new October comic on Thursday. Etc, etc. I've been over all this. Yeah. Have a grand old time. Look after yourselves. Do something nice for yourself this week. I dare you. Dare you to look after yourself and do a nice thing. See you around. Goodbye.